What is a boat's pivot? Point 4. Close quarters maneuvering. Imagine trying to turn your boat in a tight space like a narrow marina slip or between docked boats. Knowing how your boat rotates can make all the difference. The pivot point is the invisible spot around which your boat spins when you steer. It's not fixed in one place but moves depending on how fast you are going and whether you are moving forward or backward. When your boat is sitting still in calm water, the pivot point is usually right around the middle of the boat, near the center of gravity. This means if you turn the wheel or use the engine, the boat will rotate around its middle. But as soon as you start moving forward, the pivot point shifts forward. It moves about 1/4 to 1/3 of the boat's length from the bow. This shift happens because the water resistance and momentum are concentrated ahead of the boat, making the bow swing around this new point. If you reverse and move backward, the pivot point moves toward the stern, roughly 1/4 of the boat's length from the stern. This is because the forces acting on the boat are reversed, and the stern becomes the main point around which the boat pivots. Understanding where this pivot point is helps boat handlers predict how the boat will respond when steering in tight spots. For example, if you want to turn sharply near a dock, knowing that the bow will swing around the pivot point allows you to plan your movements better. You can use the engine throttle and rudder together to rotate the boat around this point, making precise adjustments. The shape of your hull, how the boat sits in the water, and external forces like wind and current can also influence the pivot point. Accelerating or slowing down can slightly shift it, changing how tight your turn will be. In practical terms, knowing the pivot point helps you control your boat more effectively. When you turn the wheel and adjust the engine power, you are essentially rotating your boat around this point. Applying more rudder or throttle on one side causes the boat to pivot around the pivot point, helping you make smooth, controlled turns even in very tight spaces. Think of the pivot point like the fulcrum of a lever. The farther you apply your force from this point, the greater the turning effect. This is why steering and throttle work together to help you maneuver with precision. It's a key idea for close quarters boat handling, especially when space is limited and accuracy is essential. So, in short, the pivot point is the dynamic center of rotation that shifts depending on your boat's movement. Knowing where it is helps you turn your boat smoothly and safely in tight spots, making your boating experience more confident and enjoyable.